Hi everyone, I'm Tom, and today I'm going to be playing First Martians Adventures on the Red Planet, which is a co-op game that may be a little bit familiar if you've ever played Robinson Crusoe. It's from the same designer and from Portal Games as well. This is, as you might expect, it's set on Mars, and we are going to be doing our best to survive here and complete the mission. The game comes with 6 missions, I think, and then 2 campaigns. I'm just playing the Make Yourselves at Home mission, which is like the starting, the suggested one that you should start with. So this is an app-driven game. You have to have the app to play it, and yeah, you input all of the stuff about what you want to play, who's playing it, and then it gives you a bit of story. It's a freeze frame. Yeah, I forget to say that you should turn on Klingon subtitles, if you'd like to, of course, to find out if I've made any mistakes. So this is an introductory mission about expanding the farm. For your astronauts, the hub has been a home for the past 8 months. But you are probably new to this game, so take your time to learn. There will be more to it than simple practice. On the mission sheet, there are objectives to fulfill. In order to sustain the backup farm, you will also need some other facilities and a bit of tweaking to make the plants grow better. All of this was rehearsed on Earth. Now it's time to use what you've learned. Turn to the mission sheet now and begin your adventure on the Red Planet. Sol 1. So yeah, this game works on sols, or days, and we have 7 basically. In a 1 to 3 player game, you get an extra round. We have 7 days to do this. We are on Mars on the 12th of June 2029, and we start the game basically. We have the event phase. We need to advance malfunctions in the system block. We come over here, and this is the board. This is kind of the control center. We're all sat at the computers and stuff trying to sort things out, and if it looks kind of overwhelming and oh no, then snap. But we advance the malfunction track of the system block, which is at the top there. We don't want that to reach 5. Bad things will happen. If you've ever played Robinson Crusoe, you will know that most things in this game will lead to bad things happening. So we have the event now. It's deactivation, and you have your astronauts. You can name them and stuff and type your own names in, or it will generate some random names for you. Here we've got Peter Weller, who the log entry is some of the mechanical devices seem less responsive. Why could that be? Draw a system block malfunction card and resolve its effects. So we've got that because of the random event. And this means that there is another part broken in our station, which is a shame. I don't know why I'm grabbing apart. The oxygenator has a problem. So when we advance malfunctions, they're going to be a bit worse because of that problem we've got. So now we have the morale phase. We look at the morale track, which starts the game at 0, and we give the first player, in this case the geologist, that many morale, so nothing. If they don't have enough, because if the morale's bad, they have to lose tokens, and if they don't have enough to discard, they would suffer wounds, but we don't have to worry about that just yet. Now we have the production phase, and this is an updated version of the app. It didn't have this in the first place, so it's a lot nicer now where it lists every single step. So we check our oxygen and energy production. For oxygen, each one of these produces 4 each, and then you look at every station that would use oxygen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically, we break even. As long as these are producing all of the oxygen they can, we have enough. Same for the solar panels. We produce 10, and there are 10 things that use electricity. Take my word for it. Then, if you have planted any seeds on this track, they would go up a space, and then you consume as much food as there are astronauts. We produce 2 food, there are 2 astronauts in a 2-player game. Then we increase stress by the number of astronauts. So the stress track is over here. We increase that to 2 from 0. Then we resolve any penalties from the broken cogs in the working block. There aren't any. And then we see if there are any special rules that we need to worry about in the production phase. There aren't any for this mission. So here we have the main action thing, and we can click on the app to see what the requirements are to win the game. To do it, we need to build the backup solar panel, backup oxygenator, and backup farm. These are over here. We will do this by building things later on. We need to plant a new seed, which we have got already. We start the game with it, but we need somewhere to put it. We need to reach 100% on the optimum conditions track, which we will do as we start repairing things on the farm that we build. And optionally, we can go and pick up some cargo that will be on different areas that we might discover on Mars over here as well. So this is now the action phase where we will do all of the things. So basically we have, this is kind of it's a two-player game or a solo game. You could think of it as you play as two characters in a solo game. The only difference is we have these machines. Where are they? These robots, these automated units that we can have to help us. In a two-player game, at the start of the game, you pick two, and you've got those for the rest of the game. They're basically extra pawns, so our workers can go anywhere. These are extra pawns, but they can only go in those coloured spaces. So in the two-player game, we pick two at the start of the game, and we've got those for the rest of the game. In the solo game, you pick two at the start of each round, and you can change as you see fit. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that's how it is. So we will decide as we do the actions. Since we need a lot of things built, I think we are going to start to try and build the backup solar panels. So to do any actions in this game, you need to use your pawns. We will be doing a build action to get that built. We can use one pawn, and we would have to roll these dice to see if we succeeded, got any wounds, or needed to have an adventure. Adventure is this game's nice way of saying terrible, terrible things. But yeah, it depends. Do you want to roll the dice? Do you want to risk it or not? I don't want to risk it. So we are going to use the autonomous logistics vehicle, who is very good at building things. So that's going to be one of ours for this round. He's going to come over here and help us with the solar panels. We put them on the card rather than on the build action, just to show that that's what we're doing with it. Morale is very important in this game, so I am going to come over here, or Peter is going to come over here, to the crew quarters to unwind. With one pawn, you can increase the morale. I'm going to do that. Basically, we lay all of these things out, and then they're all going to resolve. We have an event from, the thing that happened at the start of the round. We have something to deal with now. We can put a worker there. That worker will gain a morale and prevent future consequences, because any time in the next 3 rounds, this could, have consequences. It could react, and bad things will happen, and we don't know when it's going to happen. So I think I'm going to send somebody over there to stop that from happening. We can send these automated things over there, so I think I'm just going to use the blue one, and we can send that up to there. The iPad's supposed to be up there, but it's down here so we can see it better. And then with the last actions, I think the 2 of us are going to come over here, and we are going to try and repair the oxygenator, because that's going to make this track go up, and really bad things can chain from that. So we put them on here with the part. We start off with the part we need. When you repair, you can tear things out of other areas, but I don't want to do that. I want to repair since we have the spare part available. So we've put all of our actions out, and we resolved them, starting from over here with the event. So we do this. Marty was in control of that, so he will get a morale. He can reroll any grey die now as well, if he wants to use that. He's also got all of these abilities that we'll see later. So we have done that now. We stopped that, and everything is groovy. Then we start here and work out all of the separate places if we went there. So the crew quarters happens, we move the morale up, and now every round somebody is going to get 1 morale token. Next, the only things that happened were buildings. So we built the backup solar panels because we don't need to roll the dice. We put 2 workers there. And we get some red cubes because, of course, it starts out broken. And also, we came over here, we use our part up, and we can make this a nice green cube again. So this isn't going to race up the track. And that is basically the first round. We've done all of these things, no adventures to be had, anything like that. We can go into the app and say we have built the backup solar panels, and they are going to produce us a lot of extra energy. Not that we're going to have anything to do with it, but, So, we have the malfunction phase now. We assemble the pool of malfunction dice. For that, we look over here. Everything's green. We don't need to roll anything. And the app and the scenario tells us we don't have to worry until the 3rd round. We don't have to start rolling anything. So we're not rolling. We don't have to move anything up because nothing's broken in places that would normally advance it. So we don't have to worry about that. Now we have the cleanup phase. If we had any tokens on the various buildings, we would discard them or move them around. Anything we had gained this turn would move in from pending to available, but we didn't do any of that. We didn't use any skills, pass the first player token clockwise, and go on to Sol 2. So we advanced malfunction in the system block again. We might need to go and do something about that. Press it to show we've done it. Oxygen leak. So Nancy Allen. The sudden drop in oxygen pressure was easy to notice, but it took a long time before we restored things back to normal. -2 oxygen production, which is really, really annoying. Okay, so this comes down by 2. And now basically we have to shut down 2 things. So now we need to pick 2 places that haven't got enough oxygen and shut them down in the production phase anyway. So we have the morale phase. It's me, so I will gain a morale. And then check your oxygen and energy production. We are 2 oxygen down, so what are we going to shut down that we won't be able to go to? I think for now, let's shut down the medlab. There's not enough oxygen there. And we will shut down research. I don't think we're going to need to do that for a second anyway, but it's going to really ramp up the stress while they're shut down. There's no seeds to move up. We need to move up the morale by 6 now. All because of one random event. So resolve penalties of broken things. There aren't any. No special production rules. We move on. So we need to locate the source now and spend a precious spare part if we want that to stop happening. So for actions, we definitely want to keep bringing morale up because the engineer has an action for 2 morale tokens. He can reduce things on the malfunction track without an action, or for 3, he can just repair things in the hub, which is really, really, really useful. So we're going to go there, maybe even go there twice actually. We can go there again next round because he's not going to get it this round. We can explore and maybe get some more spare parts. We might need to do that. I think let's do some exploring. Let's get rid of the blue assistant and grab the green assistant. And if we go south, we get something. We have these special vehicles in the depot, and we can use Froggy. He can only help with exploring, but he acts as if you put 2 extra people there. So with the -1 of this space, we've still put 2 people there, so we won't have to roll any dice. Froggy has to go with someone. He can't go on his own, but the automated things can go on their own. And we're going to have to spend 2 workers and one of these things, so I think we're going to go over and do that to stop bad things happening. If I go on top, I can get a morale token, which would be nice. And finally, I think we're going to try and repair something. We're going to try and repair something on the solar panels. We haven't really got the items though, so I think we have these 2 upgrades we start the game with. I am going to discard this one. You can choose to discard them at any time, and you get those spare parts. So I'm going to get a lightning bolt and a cog. And then I think Marty is going to go with the robot to try and repair something. Okay, so let's resolve this. We come here and I'm going to grab a morale. I think I'm going to spend both of my morale to lower this track back down so it doesn't get to 5. Then we have Unwind. We move the morale up again. I think it's very important. Explore. We come here and we draw a ring 1 tile to see what we found here. Just a canyon. So that's got a sample on it that's not really very useful in this mission. And we found a point of interest, which is an amazing fossil, which was so amazing, we are really, really chuffed about it. So we've done the explore action. Froggy can go back. Then the only thing that's left is the build action. We are going to, oh, we had to spend one of these, didn't we? We're going to spend another one. It should be on top of the pile, but I know what I'm doing. And we're going to repair these solar panels so that these things don't ramp up. We do lose, by the way, if we ever have more than 6 broken parts in the hub or on the cards. Okay, I think that's all of the actions. Let's go to the next round. No dice. We need to add 1 because of the solar panels being broken and move that up. Then there's nothing really here. We swap the first player back. Day 3. The living block goes up 1, which is okay because that hasn't really gone up before. And the event phase, inherent fault. Peter Weller says, no wonder it won't start. What? What won't start, Peter? Put this token on the working base space. So this means if we want to do any building from next round onwards, well, just for next round actually, if we want to do building there, we're going to have an adventure, whether we roll dice or not. First player gains morale, 3 tokens for Marty. Then we check production. We're fine because we have those 2 things shut down. We are producing excess energy, actually. I should have done this last round. We're producing 4 more energy than we need. You increase it on the track here by half of the excess. So 2 each time means 4 now. And we increase the stress, which is 2, 4, 6 again. And we're ready to go. So modernization is the action. And we can get rid of that token and prevent future consequences. That's probably worth doing. Also, these tokens should probably have been taken off, shouldn't they? There is also, special to this scenario, there is a point of interest there now. And that's where we can go to try and get some more spare parts. So I might do that. That's explained in the mission sheet here. And if we take a gather action there, we can grab that and get some spare parts. I might do that. Marty might do that because he can reroll grey dice. So he's just going to send 1 there. And Scorpio can help him. Adds 1, but the tile itself gets rid of 1 worker. So it's as if only 1 is there, and he'll have to roll. Since he's got a lot of morale tokens as well, he's going to go and do the action because he needs to discard a morale to discard that question mark. I think I am going to discard the warning system as well. Get some O2 and that chip. I probably should have done that last round, actually. So that we can start... so that we can start making this okay so we can build more things. So I think to try and stop the stress, I'm going to go to the medlab and we will try and repair those solar panels. Yeah, I don't have any morale to reroll those dice though. So let's go. Marty will discard a morale and we can get rid of that and prevent future consequences. Then it comes to the medlab. I don't have to roll because I sent 2 things here, but now we look at what's on this shutdown tile. And this is not my favourite part of the game. We need to spend an oxygen from here. That's fine. Now we take these and we need to roll them for a sum of 6 or more. And there's nothing you can do about this. This is just a complete, look of the dice. We rolled 5. So nothing happens. We lost an oxygen and we flip that back over. That was 2 of my pawns. Anyway, we move on to gather. Marty needs to roll these dice. He does get to reroll 1 though. He succeeded. That's actually a perfect roll. Doesn't have to take a wound, doesn't take an adventure. He succeeds and he gets the point of interest. He rolls the yellow dice and gets that many random spare parts. Watch him roll a 1 again. Or 2. That's okay. And we got a cog and a chip. Finally, let's see if this build action succeeded. Oh, the pawns are supposed to be on the solar panels, really. But let's see if this happened. And another nice roll. So that gets replaced with a green cube, and we are all good there. We lose that part, so we can think about building the other thing next round now. So I think that's it for this round. We don't have to put it up anymore, but we do now have to roll the yellow die because we are in the 3rd round. So we can change that to a red cube to remind us we need to roll the yellow die. It goes up by 3, because of course it does. And that means that this one now changes. It makes the next one a long red. So next time we're going to have to roll those 2 dice. This goes to 0, and we draw a card to see what happens. For each red marker on the probe bay, replace the corresponding green markers on the garage hall and the lab with red ones. Well, at least that's okay, because the probe bay is nice and fine. Then we do all of that stuff again. Day 4. Working block goes up, well that's okay because it's on 0. System message, after a serious error, the application will now exit. An alarm in the working block. Draw a working block malfunction card and resolve its effect. Yes, again. Probe block, loose or damaged, replace cap. Put this token on the probe bay space. So you're going to take a wound if you go to the probe bay next round. I gain 3 morale. Then production is fine. We produce 2 extra energy again. Food, fine. Stress goes up. Oh, actually, we should have sent someone to the crew quarters. Stress goes up to 20, but it doesn't. Each of us takes a wound and the morale goes down by 1. We had a fight, but now that's kind of cleared the air and we're fine. So we should probably go over and do the event to stop that building up. We should probably increase the morale back up. So we're going to build the oxygenator, I think. And we have some more pawns. We could go and explore and try and get some more spare parts. Or we could just go build the farm. But then we are on 7 broken things. We can't do that. I think I'm going to use my special power, spend 3 morale tokens, and turn that to green. But I'm still not going to do it because that would put us on 6 broken things and 1 more would lose us the game. So I'm not going to build the backup farm as well. Maybe we should go exploring and we can get some more spare parts that way. Okay, on the app, I gain a morale and prevent future consequences. The crew quarters, we can put the morale back up to 3. So we're going to start earning the tokens we need again. Explore, we did this fine, so let's see what we found in Ring 2. We found a chasm, and if we want to do any actions on or past this, we need to have an adventure. We did find a point of interest though, and that is this, which is a special scenario one. So if we come down here, that is Curiosity's Path. Each astronaut gains a morale. And we put another point of interest on there to show that that's available. And finally, we have a build, don't we? So we built the backup oxygenator. We don't have to roll the dice because we sent 2 people to do it. And all of those are broken and are going to be advancing the system block until we get fixing them. Now, even though we've built this backup oxygenator and now we produce excess oxygen, these don't come back online. We need to go there and sort them out. Yeah. So we're going to now start producing a surplus of it because we only use 8, I think. We only use 8 and now we produce 12. So we're going to be producing a surplus of energy, which doesn't really go to anything, but these still stay shut down because we need to go there and turn them back on. So I think that's it for the round. We have built 2 of the things we need though. So let's go on to the next round. We need to roll the red and the yellow. And that's a 3 on the red, so boom, that's a malfunction. And we discard 2 energy things. Okay. We probably needed them. That comes back down to 0. And that means that the living block's going to be rolled next time as well. All of the dice are going to be rolled. And the yellow goes up by 1. Oh, this was going to go up anyway because of the 3 from the backup oxygenator, so I don't think there's much we could have done about that. This moves along, so now if you go there, you're definitely getting a wound. First play is me again. And we can go to day 5 now. So we advance in the living block. That's on 3 now. Today is not a good day, even though I've already had 2 cups of coffee. Each astronaut needs to roll the brown wound die. And I didn't roll a wound. Marty didn't roll a wound, so we don't have to suffer one. That's good. Gain or discard morale. I gain 3 morale, which we need really. And then we have oxygen and energy. They're both going to go up because we have an excess of them. No seeds. Stress goes up by 6. No broken ones there. We're okay. So straight away, I'm going to use my ability, flip the card over, to fix something. I am just going to fix just one of these things. What have we got? We haven't got the power one, so let's fix that one because we haven't got that part. Just so it breaks things a little bit less. So for actions, I think I want to go and do the event so I can get another morale token, because then next round I can do this again. I'll have enough morale tokens. I think Marty is going to take the little robot and try and fix a part on this. Maybe we'll even fix both parts on it. We have the other part. If we both went there and fixed this one, it would be fully functional again. But it's the farm we really want fully functional. Yeah, let's save that for now. Let's actually fix this part on it. And then we'll build the farm. And we do have a spare action, so I think we'll just go here and lower this track down a bit. So for the event, more than a nap, I get a morale token. We'll just stop all of these things. You'll never see the result of these stories because I'm on top of them. The control center, let's lower this one. We're rolling all the dice, so it doesn't really matter, does it? We're at risk either way. And then we come to building. We are going to come here and fix this. So the oxygenator's nearly fixed now. We do lose that part though. Probably going to have to go here and get some more parts, I think. And we build the backup farm, which comes with its own problems. It means the top's only going to go up by 2 when we do the stress, I think. That's all of the actions, so we need to roll all of the dice. And what do we have? 2 on the red, 1 on the orange, 2 on the yellow. So a bit risky everywhere. And then we can get rid of this. It doesn't last forever. And first player is Marty again. Day 6. Okay, living block goes up. I think we'd better start rolling some dice, haven't we? So we can see some adventures at least. It appears that only some messages get through. It might be a bug, but it might be a deeper problem. We're still unsure. 2 stress. First player gets morale tokens. Marty gets 3. His aren't that useful because they're all about stuffing things on here. Production, we don't get extra now. Oh, I should, no, on stress, this should be too high because of the broken parts on our extra things. Stress goes up by 6, so someone's going to have to deal with that this round. And no more penalties. So, actually, if somebody goes up there, I think Marty will go up there. That's going to reduce 8 stress, so we'll definitely do that. I'm going to use my power just right now. And I will fix something on the farm, because if we fix things in the farm, we get to draw a research card, and this is another action. Let's do this one, so it will let us start growing something. We don't have enough green cubes, so I'll just use a blue cube. That's the blue means good now. And yeah, when we repair something on the farm, we draw a research card, and 50%. That puts us up to 50% optimum conditions. I think I'm going to try and go over there. Let's just send 1 so we can try and force some adventures. And let's try and fix the... Oh, I won't fix the oxygen part. I'll have fixed the energy part because we haven't got that thing. We've got oxygen though, so it makes no sense to automatically fix that one. We can try and fix one of these places. Let's have to roll a load of dice. And then we don't have... Oh, we do have a chip. We could go and... Yeah, I'm going to go and fix the chip part. We could try and plant a seed, because that's an objective. Let's put the seed on there, and it goes up there, but it uses the research action. So let's go. First things first, Nancy is going to find out the reason and prevent future consequences. Maybe I should live dangerously, but we did need to do that anyway. We needed to do the stress. So we do all of the actions in the med bay. Marty needs to roll the dice to see if this even happened. It did not, and he can't re-roll blue dice. He gets 2 more tokens, thank goodness. But he wasted his time there. Nobody explored or gathered. The lab is actually shut down, so he can't plant a seed. So instead of planting a seed, let's try and overcome the lab shutdown. Nope. 2 more tokens. We'll say I was in charge of him. And an adventure. So that's me. I get an adventure. System are suddenly down. Research report as shown in the diagram. -1 energy production. Or we produce extra energy as well. So, and we don't do anything about that. Building. I'm going to roll these dice. I do have some morale to re-roll the dice, which I need apparently. So I will pay to re-roll this one. And I fail. So I get 2 morale and a wound and a brown adventure. -2 oxygen in the thing. That's fine. We've got loads of that. And the thing with the dice. This is why I don't roll the dice. It's the way it goes. We do get the oxygen back. We didn't spend that. We do spend the chip, and it's going to stop the bad thing happening anymore. And I think that's it for this round. So we only have 1 more round left. We did repair something else in there, so we draw another research card. That's 35%. So next round, we roll all of the dice, and there is 1 extra going to happen on the top one. So 2, 3 up here, just 1. Move a food from the greenhouse to growth track, slot 4. So we are going to be... We're going to be moving that up still as if it was still growing, but now we're not going to produce a food. And then we had 3 on there. Boom, that happens. Each astronaut with a condition suffers a wound. We haven't got any astronauts with conditions. And 1 on there means a card there as well. Put this token on the Froggy space. So we can't use Froggy, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Boom. Let's do all these things. Move everything. First player changes. Flip over your skill cards. Last day, everybody. Working block goes up. Control center mesh. Chain of errors. Instability detected in working base systems because they have been so stable up to now. Roll the yellow die and resolve its result. Well, it can't really hurt me, so I'm fine with that. Gain morale. Get 3 morale. And then energy production is all fine. Seeds, we move up a space, but we are consuming a food. We're only producing 1 food now. Stress goes up by 6 again. No penalties there. Okay, so we're definitely sending 2 pawns to go and fix this oxygen. We are going to send 2 pawns with another oxygen to go and do this tweaks action, just in case fixing the farm doesn't put us up to 100%. What else do we need to do? I've already built these things. Keep up. We need to plant a seed. So the last... We've got the lab shut down though. So we're going to have to just roll a load of dice and hope for the best because I forgot. But yeah, there we go. Let's see how this goes. So let's just do actions. We're not doing the event. We ignore all of that. So let's come to the lab. And can we even try to stop the shutdown? We can. We take a wound, but that's okay. And we need to roll. Spend 2 oxygen on here. That's fine. We need to roll 5 or more on here. 2, 3, 4. Nope. Game over. Yeah. I should have done that earlier and probably spent more things on there. But as much as we are working on the farm, we repair that bit. Thing goes up by 40%, 100%. Boom, 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 boom. All complete apart from plant a new seed. So everything else in the round isn't really that relevant. And we failed. Because I didn't manage to do the lab part, we fell in that. But saying because I didn't try it, I tried this. Was that the 4th time trying it? And yeah, that's just the shutdown part of the game. Anyway, that is the most basic, introductory mission. The other missions do change things up quite a bit and add a lot of differences to the game. And there's campaigns and all sorts as well. But this is the basics. And the other things, there are more to them, but they all build off this core. So if you'd like to know what I think, you can click the link somewhere around here. But thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye!